Hey everybody, Bad Merc here. Today I'm going to be reviewing 2000's Clayman by In Flames. This was a big album that came out when I was I think this right around the time when I was listening to the band was in 2000, and this was like the current album that was out. Yeah, it was a big album that hit the scene. It's pretty crazy. This is the old Nuclear Blast promo for other bands and stuff like that. And this is the album art right here. It's got I think it's Leonardo da Vinci's design. You go in there, it has some of that, and it's basically a lot of the album is about internal struggles. I like that. It's got a face melting Clayman right there. It's pretty cool. The Illuminati stuff right there. Yeah, check it out. I'm not gonna give it all away. There's the band right there, the old school lineup right there. Now it's like 20 years later, and got a bunch of different cats, and then you got the band's mascot in the background. It's a jester mask. And that right there looks like some straight up like comic book inks right there, like 90s style. You can see a lot of the cross hatching in there and everything. But yeah, that's the album art right there, and track listings right there. The first song on here is called Bullet Ride. This one, it starts off with it's kind of got like an epic build up. It's similar to me, kind of reminds me of like Cashmere by, I think it's Led Zeppelin, and then it drops into this clean like tone with vocals, and like has like a rock beat to it. Then it jumps into this like awesome like melodic chorus and a pre-chorus before that actually. And the vocals on this, like the chorus, they're original, and the fact that they're like the screams that he's using, they're just kind of like, even just throughout the album, he kind of, I don't know, just has like this like wicked, almost kind of reminds me of AC/DC, like the second AC/DC singer. I don't know. That's kind of how I feel when I listen to the vocals on here when I hear it. But yeah, it's a really cool like beginning like intro track for the album. Very epic, and it's you'll remember that one. The second one on here is this one's called Pinball Map. And this is one of like the catchiest tracks on the album. It starts off with this fast, catchy, heavy melodic riff, and it drops into this fast, like heavy, chuggy verse. The vocals on this riff are, they're layered. There's high screams, growls, low tones. It's just like an awesome vocal mix. The chorus on this one is catchy as fuck too, and the breakdown in the middle of the song, it's like really it's pretty heavy. It's almost like a breakdown type build up. I like it a lot. Yeah, so that one's kind of like that would be kind of like the single on the album. The third one on here is Only for the Weak. This one's sort of like the ballad, like the first ballad on the album. It's got like this strong backbone riff throughout. It's creative and iconic, and yeah, just that it'll stick with you. It's the melody, like the backbone riff, it's just really contagious, and the synthesizers on here, they accompany the sound really well. And the solo on here is badass too. The fourth song on here is As the Future Repeats Today. The main chorus riff here is it's just like mean as fuck sounding, and it drops into this the backbone riff, the main riff of the song. It really shows that Anders, the vocalist, it shows what he's doing by himself. The screams, like the vocal types that he's doing, because there's no, I don't know, it's like a breakdown. So the guitar verse, guitar rhythm kind of goes in and out, so you can really just kind of hear his vocals a lot. And the pre-chorus and the chorus on here, they're just heavy and catchy and melodic as fuck. And this was definitely like one of my favorite tracks growing up. Listening to it, I liked this song a lot. It just seemed like it was heavy, and it kind of showcased a lot of the different styles of what everybody was doing on the album. The fifth track on here is Square Nothing. This is like the main ballad of the album. It starts with that In Flames like signature sound with the guitars, and they're clean. And then there's also some like clean vocals too. And then it kind of drops like it's going, and then it just out of nowhere, the song just gets heavy. The vocals get heavy, and then it just turns into this breakdowny verse with these like church bells ringing like Notre Dame style. And then there's a quote from the lyrics in here. It's spent some quality time with the demon of mine. It's kind of sticks with you a little bit. The song just has a cool like melodic build-up verse, and the guitar melodies kind of go properly with it too. The sixth song on here is the title track of the album. This one has, starts with that signature In Flames sound, and it's got that constant heavy double bass with it. Then it drops into this heavy Chucky verse, straight up banger, man. And then after that it drops in this cool like quick melodic riff, like that ends with it. And then when the chorus starts, it hits hard with the double bass. It feels like you're in a race with a big ass tank going light speed. The solo section, it's pretty dope, and overall the song, Clayman, it just has like a classic like metal feel to it. So I would definitely recommend like checking. This whole album's out there on YouTube, so you can like totally listen to it. That's like one of the things I love about YouTube. The seventh song on here is Satellites and Astronauts. This is the main, I think it's the main ballad of the song, and the song has it all. The main ballad of the album. The song does have it all. It's got blues riffs, it's got badass vocals, it's got clean folkish metal riffery. It's got it all that stuff, and it's all translated throughout with the In Flames sound. And it's not to mention the lyrics on here are pretty cool too. It sounds like he's like up in this space station, and he's kind of like talking, looking down at the earth, and I don't know, it's kind of cool. I just like it a lot. The eighth song on here is called Brush the Dust Away. The drum roll at the beginning of the intro sounds pretty cool, like to start the song off with. It's got like this tom it's like a tom drum roll, and then it goes into this like awesome like double bass, like all the stuff that the drummer David's doing on this song. It seems like you can hear the kind of bring the drums out, kind of like take the guitar away, and so you can just kind of hear the drums. It's just like a cool melodic death metal track. There's this like this part with the singer Anders. He does like this like legit vocal effect where he sounds like a demon. So I don't know, it kind of has like that Exorcist feel to it. It's pretty cool. Let's see what's up. Let's see, so that was number 8. Then number 9 is Swim. This song is like basically it has this like in your face guitar like sound with like the melodies. Then there's also I'll bring out this like creative like wah-wah melodic like wah-wah pedal that he does at this melodic verse like in the middle of the song. I think it pops up like twice. Man, I love the old school In Flames sound. I like all their albums, but just that old guitar player Jesper that he kind of brought to it. It's really cool. The lyrics seem to be about not getting stuck in the deep end of the pool. So, I guess that's why it's called Swim. The 10th song on here is Suburban Me. This song has verses much like the rest of the album. It has to me it feels like it almost has like an Eddie Van Halen influence. This album, the way the guitar tone is, the sound, the way the melodies are lined up, it's like a heavy version of Van Halen. There's some clean verses with the guitar and vocals, and also there's like this heavy melodic breakdowny verses, that have these wicked vocals on top of them that make you really want to like bang your head. So that's kind of how that one is. The 10th song on here, this is my favorite track on the album. I love the way it starts with the toms hitting against a truly like badass guitar riff. It makes me want to like get shit done, like straight up when I listen to it. Then it drops into this galloping, epic, distorted double bass verse with guitar leads in the background to add to the epic feel of it. The pre-chorus it chugs along heavily, and then it goes into the chorus. It feels to me feels like the heaviest on the album, like the pre-chorus and the chorus. The one of the lyrics taken from the chorus is I see dead flowers. I let the tide show me what's next, but all you do is fade away. I see beauty in dead flowers. Yeah. I let the tide show me what's next, but all you do is fade away. I don't know. It's just like a cool little vocal track, That's the thing I like about metal. Sometimes, you'll hear some cool lyrics, and they just kind of they resonate with you in a way. There's also a nice guitar solo in here. It's a quick, quicksand shred. It also, I think it's definitely my favorite guitar solo on the album. It's a real feat, and it's really really cool. The 12th song on here is Strong and Smart. Now this is on the Japan release, so you're not gonna get it if you're in America. Like this one I have right here, this doesn't have it on it. It's on the Japan release. But back in the day, we used to download these songs, and they would always be like, I don't know, my buddies would always have it, and I never had the Japan release, but I heard the song a trillion times. Yeah, it's a cover by a band called No Fun at All. It's like a punk band, but basically it's a badass punk cover. What can I say? In Flames does a heavy cover of a punk song. It trumps the original, I think, and then it has heavy breakdown in it. The middle of the song has a good deal of guitar harmonies. The double bass, it's basically punk and metal go hand in hand. That's what I think. If you've seen the documentary of metal on VH1, it's like 11 hours. It kind of goes into everything, where it came from and everything, which I basically agree with most of the stuff that they talk about on that documentary. The 13th song on here is World of Promises. This is also a cover. It's an In Flames cover of a band called Treat. It's basically to me it sounds like a I don't know, kind of like a glam rock metal band. But what In Flames does, they pick up the speed on this one, give it more aggression, more guitar melodies as well. There's some chuggy riffs in the pre-chorus. There's a post-chorus riff that's fast and heavy, and probably my favorite part of the song. It's just really quick. Sometimes there's just little tiny parts in metal songs that I like that'll be my favorite part of the whole song. The solo build-up in the middle of the song rocks. It rocks into the solo section. It's definitely better. In my opinion, it's better than the original. I'm not really, I like a lot of music, but yeah. Yeah, all in all, though, this album, it was out when I first discovered In Flames, 19 years ago. I can't believe it's been that long. It's the last true melodic death metal album by the band, because they have so many different styles. I think the guitar tone on this album has its own sound too. It's kind of hard to reproduce. There's this guy on YouTube where he actually bought a microphone stand to hold two microphones dual to the amp, so he can try to get the sound from the Clayman album, and he got it from Studio Fredman, which is I think Fredrik Nordstrom's studio in Gothenburg, Sweden, where the band's from. So maybe I'll get a link, and I could link that up one of these days. And also, I'd say again about the vocals, they're creative on here and unique, and they're unique to this album. I think this is one of the best melodic death metal albums, period. Yeah, the band, also started to experiment with their sound when this came out. It was something a little different. They started doing that with the Colony album, and then this one they really started to experiment with their sound. And then the album after that, I might do a review on that later too, one day. I was at the beer store today, and I picked up this last beer that they had right here. Looked pretty cool. It was a porter. I'm really digging these dark beers. I'm getting kind of tired with a little bit tired of the IPAs. It seems like they're just kind of flooding the shelves with them. There's thousands of them out there, literally and figuratively. But this one right here is it's a ZYWIEC porter beer, and it's dark porter type beer with brewed with ZYWIEC as early as 1888. It owes its intense color and clear flavor to 4 types of malt. So I think this one is right here is probably from Poland, but I gotta check and double make sure. Yeah, it's Polish. It's ZYWIEC. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a crack at it. I think this one, this is a mean motherfucker. It's 9.5. So let's go ahead and get the fuck in there. Let's see what it's all about. And right here I'm just drawing basically a Clayman real quick, just a concept, nothing crazy. Anatomy is all fucked up. I'm just having fun with it. So this is it right here. Take a little tug at it. Wow, that is fucking delicious. It's smooth. It does not anywhere whatsoever taste like 9.5. Yeah, you can't even taste the heaviness of it. Definitely gonna give this 1881 ZYWIEC porter beer 2 horns way up. And I'm also obviously giving In Flames 2000 almost 20 years, or it might be even 20 years, two horns way up. And I'm also going to show you guys right here a little shameless plug. Show my own book right here. It's Butch Cleaver. This is probably going to be the cover I'm going to use. I'm launching it on Indiegogo in spring or summer of 2020. Yeah, it's going to be on Indiegogo, and it's a supernatural horror western. It's about this guy named Butch Cleaver. He's was a brutal butcher that gets murdered, and he's brought back to life by a voodoo curse. Gives him the power to weaponize bone on a molecular level. So you can see right there, he's got a butcher knife and a meat cleaver combined together to make that. And he's got a 6-shooter bone gun, and he's got saws and cleavers and butcher knives, and he could do all kinds of stuff. He's a butcher, so he's going to be doing a lot of butcher weaponry like that, and also it's a western, so he's going to be doing lots of cowboy stuff. But I wanted to put the setting kind of like an old, almost Gothic Victorian era mixed with Tex-Mex, mixed with French Quarter, all of that. I wanted to put all of that in the book, and I wanted it to be Gothic because I love Gotham City, and I love all those different types of architecture, and and like cathedrals and stuff like that, and I like saloons too. So you're going to have a mismatch of all that. I think I've really seen too much of that. But yeah, if you guys want to check it out, this is the campaign right here. It's on Indiegogo. This is probably going to be one of the other covers. The bone cleaver and the bone 6-shooter. Yep, Butch and Tor, and then yeah, that's Butch basically after he hatches out of his bone cocoon. Little spoilers right there. And as always, folks, thanks for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe, ring that bell, and if you like comics, you like metal, you like movies, you like brewskis, stop on by, check out this channel, because I'm going to have daily, weekly content here on metal, movies, and brewskis. Have a great day, folks.